As I mentioned, Danny Sprinkle, the new head men's basketball coach at Washington. He has had a pretty good run there, and they're looking for more success. In fact, he had a chance to sit down with our buddy Rick Pizzo for this interview right now.
Well, Coach, I appreciate the time. I'm sure this has been nuts for you since the hiring on, March 25th? So what have the last 22 days been like for you?
Yeah, it's been crazy, just nonstop, trying to, obviously you have all the meetings on campus and meeting everybody in the community and in the department, other coaches. But then also, we got to pretty much recruited an entire new team, putting a staff together and things like that. So not much sleep.
I know the living part usually comes after the coaching part. Housing, school, groceries, those kind of things usually come second. Finding the local coffee shop, though I assume that's not hard in Seattle. How has that process been for you? Have you settled in at all?
No, obviously stayed in a hotel for a couple of days and then actually staying in a friend's house right now, me and a couple staff members. And so, yeah, that's one thing. We got to put this team together first and foremost. And so until we get that done, then we'll start looking for our own house and getting stuff moved up from, Utah. And we just kind of packed one bag. And so we basically had one bag of clothes for about the last 22, 23 days.
It's the glorious life of college coaching, right?
What's that?
The glorious life of college coaching, right?
Exactly. Nobody thinks about that stuff.
You mentioned the roster management. Listen, it's hard these days for pretty much every program with the portal and so many guys coming and going. You're building basically from scratch. How has it been going considering needing to hire a staff, figuring out the players you have, the players you need to bring in, and the timing of all of this taking place?
Yeah, it's hard, but every school is going through it. Even coaches that have been at the same school for 10, 15 years, they're losing their entire roster. And so it's just kind of the landscape nowadays. And now you just have to recruit everybody. We have some really good kids coming on campus, and we've had a couple kids commit already and sign. And so, we're excited where we're at. But, our whole deal is we have to get the right type of players for our program and our culture and our community that are going to represent us the right way and hopefully win a lot of Big Ten games.
You had successful runs at your alma mater, Montana State, and then a year at Utah State as well. You're a highly coveted guy in this job market. Why was Seattle the right landing spot for you?
I'm a West Coast guy. Obviously, I've followed all the Pac-12 back when it was Pac-12. But being from Montana and spending a lot of time in Los Angeles and pretty much always on the West Coast, that's always kind of been my comfort zone. And obviously, my dad played football here at University of Washington, so it's kind of a school that I grew up rooting for. So everything kind of lined up perfectly when this job opened up.
So you have yourself a new coach, you have a new AD, you're going to be part of a new conference in August. How much of a sense of community and collaboration have you already sensed inside the athletic department, knowing this is going to be new for basically everybody?
Yeah, and I think that's what's going to bond us. Like we're together now, and we all got to figure this out. And obviously, making a great transition to the Big Ten will be phenomenal for all of our sports. And so, excited to work with with Pat Chun, and obviously heard great things about him even before I came here, and before he even got hired. And so, excited, but everybody in the department's elite, and that's what makes University of Washington special, from, the faculty to everything from marketing to compliance. Like, everybody's so knowledgeable and it's just high level.
Danny, what do you think the biggest challenges will be that are inherent in not just joining a new conference, but joining a conference that's going to have 18 teams and stretches all the way from Seattle to the Eastern Seaboard?
Yeah, I mean, obviously just how good all the teams are. I think, when you look at the home court advantages, and I'm just speaking from basketball, it's awesome. I think I saw somewhere the highest home winning percentage has been in the Big Ten. So it just shows how hard it is to win on the road. But then I think another challenge, especially for us West Coast school, is going to be travel. It's going to be a lot of travel, but it's going to be fun. And once you get into some of these environments, you don't get tired when you're playing in some of the environments in the Big Ten.
I do have some good news for you, Coach. You do not have to game plan for Zach Edey this coming season.
Hey, thank God. Thank God. Yeah, he can go. Just go. Go to the NBA, go wherever you want to go. I don't need to see him on a scouting report or on the court again.
In a league, Danny, that's been known for stability, especially in the head coaching world, you have so many guys here that have been at their Big Ten schools for 8, 10, in the case of Matt Painter and Tom Izzo, much longer than that. You're one of 4 new coaches this year inside the Big Ten when everybody joins in early August. How much of success in coaching in today's world depends on your willingness to deal with the instability that we're going to see? And it's probably not going to change anytime moving forward.
Yeah, I think, it's what it is nowadays. And, I think you have to be ready for, some of your good players to leave and other players. So you have to be ready to, pretty much recruit 5 or 6 kids every year. And, I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. I think it's almost like probably coaches that have to deal, junior college coaches. That's what they've been doing for years, but you look at even the G League or some other professional teams where, you might have, those guys have guys for 3 months and then during the season, they're getting a new team. And so, you kind of have to be able to adjust your style a little bit and, you probably have to coach a little bit differently. But, I think it's exciting, and I think it's kind of fresh. And, these players are used to jumping from AAU team to AAU team or high school. So they're used to it, and they're used to playing with different people and different styles. So, I think the quicker the coaches adjust to that, I think the more successful you'll be.
And we've seen some guys jump into this league, Lance Jones at Purdue, Marcus Domask at Illinois, from smaller conferences and immediately come in as transfer portal impact players. How much of your history and the time you spent at Montana State and Utah State and recruiting those kind of players could help you in particularly in situations like that to benefit the Huskies?
Yeah, I think, a lot of these players are showing that. We had 2 players that came from Montana State to Utah State, Great Osabar and Darius Brown, who were both first-team All-League, and Great was MVP of the Mountain West. And he was coming off the bench at Montana State for us. And so I think it shows the talent at the younger levels. And there's so much parity in college basketball. I mean, a first-team All-League guy in any league, no matter what league he's in, they can play in any league. And so it just shows how good the players are nowadays with their skill level. And now you just have to fit the right personalities together. I think that's the biggest challenge for us coaches is you have to get culture guys that fit and want to win, that don't want to just get, the NIL money, but they want to be a part of a team and get their degree and do the right things.
And I know, Danny, that can take a while sometimes to get the guys that both fit your culture and how you want to play. So for those who didn't get to see your teams in either Bozeman or Logan, once you get those guys in, what style should we expect from your teams?
Yeah, we coach them hard. We like to be tough. We like to be physical and disciplined. I think there's still you can still be old school and win a lot of games. And, we want to make sure our guys are playing the right way. You got to take care of the ball. We want to play fast and free offensively, especially on misses and turnovers. But, you can only do that if you're a high-level defensive team and rebounding the ball. If you're taking the ball out of the net, you can't play as fast as you want. So, we have to be really, solid defensively and make teams score over the top of us. Like you said, which we didn't do with Zach Edey and Purdue in the tournament, but it's like anybody, there's a certain formula to success that we have, and we got to recruit to that type of player.
Hey, defense travels, and obviously be doing a lot of traveling next year without question. I know we can't officially say welcome to the conference for another 3 months and change, but welcome anyway. Yep. We appreciate the time. We look forward to working with you and your team moving forward.
That's right. Glad to be here. Appreciate you guys having me.